Okay, you know what time it is. Time for my political life video blog, and take them there. So why my head is being cut like this? Because let's see, that was better. Anyways, now you might think it's so smart about Nancy Stretch Pelosi. Oh yeah, that's right. As she reverses her silly decision on Trump's State of the Union speech. Oh yeah, yeah, she's dancing around. I have no clue whatsoever. So what was the part of this whole negotiation? Just living inside the behind the scenes, as far as we're concerned. Well, here's my observation for you, according to Blaze.com, and I am meant to tell you this because in an abrupt change of heart, House Speaker Nancy Stretch Pelosi just announced that, you guessed it, House of Representatives, and you know why, would invite President Trump to give his State of the Union address. So I have no objection whatsoever. So Pelosi has began a firestorm of controversy after she released a letter. Oh God. Oh God. Just remember this. As far as we're concerned that you guessed it. That's right. That's right. Last week, because the Trump versus Pelosi standoff has, State of the Union speech has been ended because the brief national nightmare is over with. Oh, really, huh? Put this in writing for you, because here's my observation for you. And good night, Tom. Uh, now I noticed. Well, it has ended. You guessed it. Speaker of the House, Nancy Stretch Pelosi, has been, tweeting, who, that he will postpone because of, oh gosh, you wish. So that's why she began a firestorm, asking the president to postpone State of the Union address. Oh, really, huh? Well, guess what? You try to recite this national security. It's trying to concerns that it been postponed over the last week or so about this, which who has to immediately debunk of many experts, including CNN the Liberal Zone, you guessed it, Phil Mudd, has been swiftly to dismantle Pelosi Kardashian moment. Oh, really? I wonder what Kim Kardashian is up to this time. Well, here's why Trump. Did you always remember that Trump wants to fire back at you, Nancy Stretch Pelosi, and that's why the president has been angry at you on purpose. Well, you see what I'm talking about? Because you try to shut down State of the Union address, and that's why he plans a huge alternative. And that's why President Trump tried to excoriate you. That's why the House of Representatives to invite the president to give his State of the Union address. And I have no objection whatsoever, as far as we're concerned. And then you want to plan a trip. They planned that you and your other Democratic lawmakers that you want to cancel the trip about this one. Well, guess what? And by the way, you try to form. Yes, that's right. You try to formally the White House, and wouldn't be invited him to make his speech after the government shutdown has to end it this way, because last Friday Trump, they had it reached a huge deal. reach a huge deal about this one to end this government shutdown and to fund it. The government for 3 whole weeks without funding it. It's ain't that a shame? That's why Trump denies that he's caving. That's why he caved. He didn't cave at a time like this. And that is, that is so wrong. You apparently relented. Yes, you, Nancy Stretch Pelosi, about the State of the Union because the shutdown has ended. Has to end this way. End this way. Today's show just posted on YouTube.com, and here's the observation right now about, you guessed it, according to NBC News.
100,000 furloughed federal workers will go back to work today and should be getting their back pay within days. But the clock is already ticking because Congress only has 3 weeks to come up with a new deal, or else the government will shutter once again. The president vowing to build his wall with or without Congress.
Speak for yourself, Kristen Willer, NBC News, the liberal. Well, I must say this in a whole different way of learning. Oh well. And I must say this, as far as we're concerned, that in a letter, according to his Twitter account, posted to Twitter from the Speaker's Chief of Staff, Drew Hamill, just for today, which is just for yesterday, that she formally invited the president to give his speech just before Congress starts. And that is, now, here's what you just said, okay? Here's what you just said. Listen to this. When I wrote to you on January 23rd, I stated that we should work together to find a mutually agreeable date when government has reopened to schedule this year's State of the Union address. Oh, so that's quote this. Drew Hamill on his Twitter account says, Speaker Pelosi has been invited. President Trump to give the State of the Union speech. Yeah, next week. That is February 5th, 2019, inside the House chamber. And that is why that's why everybody's trying to indict this. You try to indict this because Nancy Stretch Pelosi and the president has to agree to have him give the whole address on, you guessed it. That's right, February 5th. And that's why she formally invited him to do so. Well, Trump accepts the invitation in a statement yesterday. And you know why? Because everything else keeps like, so quote this for the president. And it says that it is my great honor to accept that we have a great story to tell and yet great goals to achieve. Now you see what I'm talking about? That's why Mark Knoller on his Twitter account says, yes, that's right. President Trump is accepting you, Nancy Stretch Pelosi, deliver the State of the Union address. You see, I told you so. You finally saw the light, did you, Nancy Stretch Pelosi? But you know, the moral of my political life video blog story is this, that the president has been hinting at the possibility of declaring a national security. Because everybody knows about this one, about the draft of try to build a wall in order to this emergency powers to to order the military to begin construction on its border wall with approval of, you guessed it, Congress. Now that's too much to ask. You finally saw the light, did you, Nancy Pelosi? Guess what? You have been won this time, because you have no choice to do stupid things like this. Be careful what you wish for, Nancy Pelosi. Anyways, that's my political life video blog story, and I'm sticking to it.